All my Billy Clan members at watching for the days of fashion, tuning in from day to day. When it rain, we'll be doing next. Fashion, money, stacks and stacks. Go get y'all, let go, y'all. Vegas 833, 833, 833, 833. Guys, officially day 33 of 40 Days of Fashion. Can you believe that? I can't believe it either. Before we get started, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe though. Alright, make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. You don't want to miss another Billy Clan Billy video from All Things Miscellaneous. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it. Now, today's video, we're going to talk about sourcing, its importance, what things are done when you are sourcing, and just how it applies to the fashion industry. So sourcing is a process of where we take a sample of a clothing or a sample of the fabric that we want to use in a design or designs, and we go to local stores or even foreign manufacturers to retrieve those items. These items can either include fabric, findings, trims, and other materials that are being used in the designs. This is one of the ways that people source, but another way is where people take like a bulk of the clothing after they've made their decision. They take a bulk of the fabric that they plan on using. They either go to the local or foreign manufacturers and purchase their fabrics there or the materials there. So why do people go to local places? Why do people go to foreign places? It all depends on the brand's budget. So as a smaller designer, a smaller business, you may source locally. Okay. If you are a larger company and you're able to source from foreign manufacturers, you'll be able to outsource in other areas besides your country that you're working. Okay. So like it all starts off a little bit with our mood boards. So your mood board kind of tells you exactly what to find and what to look for. So depending on how your store is and how your brand is, that is up to you to decide you want to source your fabric from or source your materials and findings from. And findings include like your trims, your zippers, closures, things like that. 9 times out of 10, locally, it might be a bit pricier, but you'll still probably get the quality you're looking for. And with you going to a local store, say for instance, there's a fabric store or nearby up the street around the corner, a few miles away that you could just drive to or something. At those stores, you can feel the fabric and see the fabric firsthand. Now, of course, the same thing can be done with a foreign manufacturer, but of course, it will take more time to do that. And like we talked about time constraints on yesterday, sometimes you have more time to do things, and sometimes you just need to get something ASAP. So that's where like local manufacturing, local sourcing will come into play. The other side of sourcing is where we know exactly what we want. So this is like we have our fabrics picked out. We saw some fabric. It was like, okay, this would be perfect for this. We're going to purchase this. So that's when you make that choice to either choose from the local place or the foreign place. It's all contingent upon you. I've had to source fabric from like 3 different locations because I was given an assignment where we had to source our fabric just to get used to doing that. And what I found was that there will be things that look cheaper, look better at this store, or they'll be better at this. And also, when you're sourcing, it gives you a range of possibilities and options so you can exactly see how many options you have access to when it comes to like finding fabrics and things like that. And sourcing is important because you don't want to buy so much fabric and not even use it or not be exactly what you want. So taking a small portion of it from this place, taking a small portion of it from that place allows you to compare qualities and compare colors and see exactly how those fabrics will fit in your collection or your design. Some things to keep in mind when it comes to sourcing are knowing where you purchased it, knowing how much you purchased, knowing the cost per yard for your fabric, and shipping. Even if you purchase from a local store, shipping is very important to consider because say for instance, you run out of that fabric for your brand and you really need that fabric and more because like you ran out of it online, like that garment is out of stock. You need to be able to know when it'll be back up, when you can start manufacturing it and create it, if that's how your business is set up. Some businesses, I know they outsource and they have cut, make, trim techniques that they allow other foreign manufacturers to handle instead of doing in-house designing. As a beginner designer, such as myself, you may not be able to have access to foreign manufacturers or better yet, know how to order certain things from foreign manufacturers because you just, I don't know, like sometimes you just don't know exactly which manufacturers to go with. And of course, this is something that can be researched, but some people just feel more comfortable ordering from local manufacturers or just going to the fabric store. It's important to make sure that you feel the fabric. You have to feel the fabric. You have to see the fabric. Like we talked about in the choosing the right fabric video, we talked about how the colors may look one way online and then like you turn at another angle and it looks completely different. It's not even close to what you want to have. So that's really important for you to actually be able to go in and do that with sourcing. So sourcing is a very crucial thing to do when it comes to making designs or just designing garments and stuff, because you don't want to make any crucial mistakes. You don't want to purchase several yards of fabric for hundreds of dollars or even in some cases thousands of dollars, and it is not what you want. The quality is poor. The color is not what you want, and you're just forced to work with it because you already spent so much money. Sourcing allows you to just take a small portion of something and you just use that, see how it works, you see how it feels, and then you decide if that's who you want to go with. Or sometimes you form these working relationships with these manufacturers, locally or foreign ones, after you've purchased from them ever so often. And you can end up getting discounts or something else that will benefit you as a designer or you as a company. And that will help in the long term, because we need to try to save as much money as possible. Like when it comes to waste accumulation, that is also a thing. Not even only the fabric scraps and threads and unused clothing and discarded clothing, but wasting money is a very big issue because we don't want to miss out on everything. Like this revenue, every penny has to have a designated area as a business person. Like when you're thinking, especially as a small designer, you definitely cannot afford, literally or figuratively, you cannot afford to make any mistakes. So that's why you got to backtrack and look at everything, look at all your books. Like, hey, I purchased 2 yards of chiffon at this store and it was this much money per yard. And it also helps you, like, especially if that local store has sales, also take note of those as well. So sometimes you want to expand your quality a little bit. So you'll go to like foreign manufacturers, but there's nothing better than like being able to take advantage of the sales at local fabric stores. You know, it may be buy one, get one, or buy one, get one so-and-so % off. So it's really important to make sure you're taking advantage of that. I know now there's like places like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. They may have fabric sales every now and then as well. So keeping up with the newsletters and staying subscribed to them, and just even other local fabric stores other than Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I know those are more hobby stores. They're not like sewing censored. Keep in mind what is going on where helps you to make more informed purchasing decisions. It's all about saving money. It's all about making sure that you're getting your money's worth and using the correct fabric for your design to make it an impeccable collection. Overall, sourcing is a very fun and exciting part of designing, and it's very important to make sure that when you're sourcing, you do it the correct way. Different things going on at once. There's like so many places that's like pulling this direction and that direction, but it's important for you to keep in mind the goals and visions of your company. Because if you are a sustainable brand, you're going to want to use sustainable fabric. You're going to want to use recycled fabrics. So you can actually literally advertise that in your clothing. Like, hey, this is a 100% recycled polyester or cotton, wool. So if a designer cannot tell you how something is made, was it ethically sourced or produced, then it's questionable. But if you're able to, as a designer, this will give you kind of like an upper hand in like to environmentalists and people concerned about their health and such like that, when your customers, then you'll be able to say that, hey, yeah, I know where that comes from. That comes from X amount of place. They source their fabric by doing this, that, and the third. They do this process and that process and that process. It's a real careful process, and they don't emit as many carbon emissions and greenhouse gases. So that's a good perk for you to be able to say that. That being said, I hope y'all learned a little bit about sourcing today. This is day 33, like I mentioned, of 40 Days of Fashion, and it's coming to an end. It's coming to a close, but it's not the end. Okay, it's not the end of fashion content. Okay, we're just getting started. This is just getting started. Okay, so make sure y'all come back. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all leave a comment or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, and I'm talking to y'all tomorrow for day 34.